be careful there. I'm not Black Hebrew Israelite, and I don't agree with a lot of the groups, the way that they conduct themselves. But I do think there's a lot of truth in some of their teachings.
Well, how could there be when it's like completely divorced from even just basic history, right? Like the book of Exodus is not talking about black people. That's not what Exodus is about.
Well, I'm not coming from that standpoint.
Okay, but that alone would really undercut their whole thesis. So how could they have a lot of truth in their position?
So you saying the Trinity is real, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I would like to go to 1 Corinthians 11, and I started verse 3. But I want you to understand that the head of every man is Christ. The head of a wife is her husband. And the head of Christ is God. So Christ can't be God if he got a God.
Well, God the Father is the God of the Son.
But what the point is that they're not the same.
Correct, because they're distinct. But that doesn't mean the Son isn't God.
So you saying we saying the same thing, correct? Like you saying the Trinity is not true, right?
No, I believe that the second person of the Godhead has as his God, God the Father. But that God the Father conveys to the Son all the same powers and nature that he has. And that's why if you read the Gospel of John, that's what Jesus says. He says that all that the Father has, he has given to the Son.
Okay, so well, we got another point. See, I can't go to my Bible out because my phone will kind of mute me. But I'm pretty sure you know the scripture where it said, neither the Son know the hour or the time, right?
Yeah, but it also says there's none good but God, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's making distinction all through the Bible that they are separate entities. Like he sent the same, like his daddy sent him on a mission, and he on that mission, but they are two different people.
Yeah, but it's a linguistic turn of phrase, right? It's when you say like it's a rhetorical statement to say no one knows, right? No one's good. Because in other phrases and other statements, it says that the Son does know all things. So if the Son knows all things, and if the Son knows what's in every man's heart, as John 1 says, when he's talking to Nathaniel, it can't also be the case that he doesn't know stuff. So the way that we reconcile all the verses is that we have to have a holistic interpretation. They all have to make sense. So we can't pick certain verses, right?
Okay, so does this make sense? Jesus was given the revelations. He was given revelations, like revealing of things, but he wasn't all-knowing.
But it says that he knew all things.
Nah,
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying. The statement that the Son doesn't know the last day it's rhetoric. It's a rhetorical phrase. It's just like when you say there's none good but God. It doesn't mean that literally nobody else is good. It's just a way of expressing the supreme goodness of God. So likewise, Jesus, if he says no one knows the day or the hour, not even the Son of Man, he's not literally saying the Son of Man doesn't know the day or the hour, because other verses, you see, say that the Son knows all things. See how that...
I mean, I can see how you can say that, but then that would come in with context. But I got a greater question then. Okay, so the whole book, right? It was written about these families, right? These tribes that God loved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who would they be today? And if you knew who they were today, what would you do?
Well, I think that when the northern kingdom split from Judah, those are the lost tribes. So I don't think anybody knows for sure who those people are. But I think that today's Jews do, in a loose sense, derive from the Jews of the first century. I still think it's the same Jews. And the reason I think that is because Romans 11 and other verses talk about the future conversion of the Jews. So how could there be a future conversion of the Jews if the Jews don't, in some sense, still exist?
Okay. So you say the Jewish people today in Israel, they are the Jews today, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So now you know the Bible says that when I would take my people back to their land, there would be no more war. Right?
You talking about in Isaiah when it talks about beating the swords and the plowshares?
Now it said when I bring my people to their land, there will be no more war. There will be peace.
Well, I'm saying there's some messianic prophecies that say that, and I think those are talking about the time of the Messiah. So when Christ comes, he brings peace to the church. So it's not talking about everywhere in the world having peace. It's talking about the kingdom that he sets up will be a kingdom of peace.
I just made that up.
If you
I think all of that happened in 70 AD because of the destruction of the temple, right? That's the fulfillment of those covenant curses, and that's the punishment that Jesus talked about in Luke 21 and Matthew 24 for their rejection of him.
Okay, so you think all these curses happened in 70 AD?
Yeah.
So you don't think none apply to today?
What do you mean?
Like, you don't think none of these curses that I'm reading apply to today?
Well, I think that's the divorce of Israel is 70 AD. And so, God says, for example, in Hosea that this is a rebellious nation, and he says, I will give them a bill and a covenant of divorce. So that's what I think happened in 70 AD. And Jesus says in the parable in Matthew, I think it's 22, he says that the kingdom will be taken from this nation and given to a people bearing the fruits thereof. So that's the church opening up to the Gentiles. So the covenant, as Paul says in Romans 11, was opened up to the Gentiles, and the sign of that opening up was the destruction of the temple, and that's why the church is the continuation of Israel. It's the true spiritual Israel.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Urcha HaKodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to the other elders, you brethren, you supporters of this truth, all you that support this truth and this ministry. Shalom to you sisters as well that support the truth as well. And shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom to the elect. So I want to touch on this video real quick, short commentary if I can, or I don't know where this video is going to go, but this video is by J. Dyer Archive, right? And it seems like everybody wants to get some clout using the Hebrew Israelites. I don't know where he got the first guy from. The second guy should have put the pedal on the metal if he's going to debate him, right? So, at the end of the day, they say GMS. I think Deacon Hakar says GMS aren't good debaters. They never even seen us debate before. But we would be absolutely excellent debaters for the fact that we are raw, sincere. We're not hustling, using channels for hustle and money and clout. You want the real deal, as they say, real deal Holyfield, right? You want the real deal. And that's what we'll give you. We won't cut corners, hijack Israelite doctrines that come up and spin your own doctrine, get in debates and twist doctrine just to keep the people entertained, right? Yeah, we're not going to do that. So anyway, I think what I want to go into this thing with the Trinity and how it makes no sense, and this would make the Lord have a disassociation disorder or some type of some psychological image disorder, right? Or something, right? Matthew 27:45, it says, now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land unto the 9th hour. And and about the 9th hour, Yahushua says, Jesus cried with a loud voice saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, right? Sabachthani, right? That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? So I'm not going to stay on that. The Trinity is garbage. The Trinity do believe they're three separate persons, but God gave all his power to the Messiah or something like that, and they're all on the same power level or something like that. But meanwhile, he's sent his son down here to die for the sins of Israel, but he didn't come down himself and do that. So that's weird, right? That should there let you know there's a separation in this equation that we're talking about between the Father and the Son. He also says in Revelation 22, I'm the root and the offspring of David. Well, the Most High doesn't have an offspring. He is the spring. He runs all nations. He owns all nations, but he has a chosen. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, but that's what they teach. So it was a couple things in there that he said that Israel got divorced. We're going to read a little bit of that too. The brother, the second Israelite, he kind of jumped because he wanted to get it all in at once. He also talked about how can they be the real people. Let me get that real quick. What is that? First Chronicles, right? And he jumped around that, right? And he said he knows all things, and he, you know, when he said, the brother told this guy that the Lord said he don't even know the hour or the time, but now they're saying that that's a contradiction, or it's rhetorical. How? He's blatantly saying that he doesn't know. Anyway, that means right now he doesn't know. 1 Corinthians 17:9. This is what the brother was quoting. Also, I have ordained a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, right? And they shall dwell in their place, and shall be moved no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness waste them by them any more as at the beginning. So yeah, this also proves that when the children of Israel get in their land, that they won't be wasted anymore. And this man, really these Christians are racist. See, as long as Jesus was white, all the Israelites was white, people in the comment board saying, no, the Egyptians showed that the Egyptians enslaved white people, white Jews. You know, the jig is up on the lies. Then he says in Exodus, it had nothing to do with black people, although we were there. How does that make any sense? And these guys, I know not the second brother, he was a little more stern, but the first one didn't know what the hell he was doing or what the hell he was talking about. He didn't know what the hell to believe. If we say we're the biblical Israelites, whether it was happening 70 AD, 80 AD, 100 AD, these are perpetual judgments from going all the way back even up to now. Deuteronomy was written going into different particular curses that will still affect us to this day. Because honestly, if the Messiah isn't back and hell is wars and hell and all kind of corruption, sicknesses and diseases, which proves we're not in the new covenant. So since all this hasn't happened, he hasn't come back to save us from that, then what the hell are we in? This tells you that we are in a trying time. We are in captivity. The children of Israel will be relieved from captivity when the Messiah comes. If the Messiah hasn't come yet, then damn it, we're still in captivity. And who is fitting these curses? It's sick. I mean, it's real sick that you see the curses being played out among our people and people sweep them under the rug, right? You have George Soros that got to set up Black Lives Matter, right? The BET awards given to Glorilla, right? The church awards given to Glorilla, a ratchet rapper, right? The gun violence that these people who he say that in that land, right, are owning these industry labels and promoting this sick wickedness, you know, the gun violence, the rappers, and all these goddamn rituals. but they're the people of God. Yeah, come on, man. Everybody knows that ain't true. Well, anybody in their right mind. Anyway, I have ordained a place for them, and the children of wickedness shall not waste them anymore. Right? So we're going to jump to what he said about Israel got divorced, and then he opened it up to other people. See, and this brother, if he's going to call in and have these debates, he's got to have his notes ready. He's got to have his blue letter Bible ready. He's got to have all these things ready if you're going to attempt to, indulge in something like that. All right, Hosea 1:6. I think this is what he's talking about. And she conceived again and bare a daughter. And God said unto him, Call her name Lara Hamah, for I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel, but I will utterly take them away. But I will have mercy on the house of Judah, right? And this is why he says that those people, the Israel, nobody knows who the northern tribe is. Okay. And I will save them by the Lord their God, and will not save them by my bow, nor my sword, nor my battle, nor horses, nor horsemen. Right? So we're going to jump on down to verse 10. They never read out the rest of this. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, right here. There ain't nobody saying that them people over there ain't the people of God, right? Where we said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. Now, what these Christians will do, like Revelation 2:9, the synagogue of Satan, now that we're saying that they're not the people, they'll read this passage and say, yeah, there's a place that everybody's saying that they're not the people. We fulfill the prophecy. They just make prophecy up as they go along. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together. I thought he divorced them and said to hell with them, and appoint themselves one head. Yeah, what's up with that? Anyway, let me go on here. John 13:3. I'm just going on down. Yahushua, knowing that the Father have given all things into his hands, right? And that is that he was come from God and went to God. So they'll look at this and say, well, wait a minute. And I'm jumping a little bit because this is really going into the Trinity. He said that that they gave the Most High gave the Messiah everything, and now they're just the same. Does that make any sense? When you really think of any father and son, these people just create confusion. And the Lord is not the author of confusion. And the brother read 1 Corinthians 11. It says the head of Christ, the Messiah, is the Father, Yahweh. It's the head. But they're saying wait a minute, he gave him to them, and now they're no longer the head. No wonder they got man and women in the house as equal. This is the mindset of effeminate Christians, man. This is sick. Yahushua will never be on the level of his Father. It's just what it is. He's on the level over us. So when he give him all things, these things to know here in the life that he's in and what's going on here. But when he says no man knoweth the hour but my Father only, yeah. But then he speaks of rhetorical. But he doesn't look at that and see, okay, this is this certain particular situations. Unbelievable. I don't know who some of these Hebrews are to get up here and debate some of this stuff, but it is what it is. I'm just going to try to, we're going to go into the fact that, okay, the Lord divorced Israel. That's why I put Hebrews 10 in there. I didn't even want to go back over that again. Let's go to Romans 11. We're going to go into Romans 11. Let me go to Romans 11 and 2. This is what Romans 11 and 2 say. God hath not cast away his people, which he foreknew, right? Wot ye not what the scripture saith, Elias, how he maketh intercession God against Israel, saying, the Lord have killed thy prophets. Lord, they have killed thy prophets and dig down thine altars, and I am left alone and seek my life. Right? Let me go on down here. It says here, God has not cast away his people. It talks about the election have obtained it, the rest are blinded, and the Lord gave them over to slumber. So it wasn't like they fought against the Lord. The Lord, God have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see and ears that they should not hear, to this day. This day. Remember, everything are written aforetime is for our learning today. This day. Right? That's why the scripture says that God cast away his people. God forbid, I also am an Israelite. And he talks about his seed and his tribe. Romans 11:15. For if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, what shall the receiving of them but life be from the dead? Right? So when you are cast off, when you have a divorce, what happens? You reconcile. Right? Let me see if I can. I'm going to blue letter this, but I'm going to etymology this too. Reconciling, I'm sure it's going to go to just reconcile. Reconcile, to restore to a union, friendship after a strange variance. So wait a minute. If it's about now he opened it to the other churches and everybody else, what the hell is there to reconcile something that you never had before? This is what John 3:16 was talking about. This is what Isaiah 10:21 is talking about. That the Lord will raise up a remnant, right, that shall be saved, that escape the pollutions of the world. Let's get this in the blue letter. Let's get this in the blue letter. Let me see if I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover. Yeah, let's get this in the blue letter. In 11:15 it says the reconciliation of the world, and we'll go into the word world, and the word world says, oh boy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is what context is talking about with the textual understanding. So we go down here, it says cosmos. And then he put right here the Gentiles contrast of the Jews in Romans 11 and 12. Right? When it says now, if the fall of them in the cities of the world and the diminishing of them in the riches of the Gentiles, how much more of their fulfillment? So now we got to look up world. Now we go to the Strong's definition of world. Cosmos, it says this.
Strong's G 2865. Kamidzo.
Well, this is what Kamidzo say. To care, to take care of, to provide for, to take up, meaning to nurture, in order to care and preserve. Like anybody who got their car, they have their favorite car, it broke down, they got another car, but they're going to come back and restore that other car and fix it because that's their favorite, right? To carry, to bring, to carry away for oneself, to carry off what was one's own, to bring back. That's what reconciling comes to. How can you reconcile? You just can't walk up to a strange woman and say, hey, let us reconcile. To receive, obtain the promised blessing, Romans 9. To receive what was previously one's own, to get back, to receive back, right? To recover. This is what Hebrews 8 and 10 is talking about. I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel. This is what John 3:16 is talking about. God so loved the world. But John 17 and 9 says, I pray for them, I pray not for the world. So you see all the differentiations in words, and you got to go into context and apply it. So when you see God so loved the world, the reconciliation of the world, go baptized to the whole world, look it up. There's different worlds. But the Strong's definition You can't deny this. How do you reconcile something that you never had before? I'll wait for that answer. That's all I have on that. Shalom.